Okay, England played Albania tonight at Wembley in a World Cup qualifier. It's the last international at Wembley for the year. Obviously, the Women's FA Cup final takes place in December, which is the last official match at Wembley for 2021. It's been a very good 2021 for England at Wembley. 5-0 was the final score. All 5 goals come in the first half. And it was a brilliant, almost perfect first 45 minutes for England. Maguire starts the scoring on 9 minutes with a header from a set play. He's dangerous from free kicks and corners on set plays. Reece James, that ball in is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Reece James had a very, very good game tonight. Harry Maguire, he's faced a lot of criticism. He is under a lot of pressure at the moment. His performances for Manchester United haven't been great, but he wasn't challenged defensively this evening. And from set plays, he is dangerous. And his celebration, is it controversial? I think that's born out of frustration. I think he knows he's under a lot of pressure. He hasn't been playing well. The media and the fans have been on his back, and there's some fair criticism in there. But tonight, he was solid in the box going forwards, dangerous from set plays, and it was a very technically, you couldn't ask for a better header from a free kick. Harry Kane's first goal, very, very similar, headed goal. Jordan Henderson creates that by not giving up on the breakdown in play. Reece James overplays his hand on the edge of the box, the player breaks down, Henderson wins it back, little run, nice little chip cross, and Harry Kane gets a very, very well deserved goal because he actually played well this evening. He hasn't been playing well for Tottenham. So the goals tonight are coming from players who faced a lot of criticism, basically. Harry Kane's not been playing well for Tottenham this season, and the speculation about his future there, new manager in Conte, hopefully this can trigger some form for club, but for country, he's broken Wayne Rooney's competitive goals record. He's hunting down, I think he is hunting down Wayne Rooney's overall goals record as well. And that's another hat-trick he gets tonight. But that first goal is a very, very good header. It's also a natural hat-trick. So head, left, and then right foot. So he gets from all ways you can score. But it's a very well taken header. Henderson gets his goal on 28 minutes. I don't think anyone tries harder in an England shirt, to be fair. He does also face a fair bit of criticism because he's not necessarily the most skillful or flashy player. But he's the engine room of that midfield. And he played a solid 90 minutes. Never gave up on anything. He's closing down. He had some good bits of play in there, that were a little bit flashy for Jordan Henderson. And he gets his goal. It's not the slickest finished. It's a bit of a scrappy finish. I don't think he's going to care. He is the engine room. He is the box-to-box midfielder. He put in a shift tonight. Fully deserved his goal. And he had a good 90 minutes, considering that this year he has had a fair injury layoff at the beginning of the year. He went into the Euros, not fully fit, and he's playing himself back into fitness and back into form, and it was good to see him get a goal. Harry Kane's second goal, I think, is the best of his 3 because it's on his wrong foot. And Raheem Sterling, another player who sometimes gets a fair bit of criticism for his finishing or his final pass, the build-up play, and Sterling getting the ball through to Kane. Kane shaping himself, beats the defender, and leathers it with his left foot. Brilliant finish. He made the angle a little bit tighter than it could have been. He could have cut in on his right. He decides to go on the outside on his left, and he drills it. Could the keeper have done better? Yes. I think the keeper should be saving that. Albania had a nightmare in the first half. His hat-trick goal, it does take a little deflection. It is an overhead kick on his stronger right side. Fully deserved hat-trick. What a great way to get your hat-trick, but I actually think his second goal is the best of the 3. And that's on the stroke of half-time. And the goals came at regular intervals. Albania barely had a sniff in the first half. And normally when England have a lot of possession, it's slow-paced, it's methodical, it's plodding. This was at pace. This was with energy. And they just were going out, blew Albania off the park. Regularly, when England have a lot of the ball, it's slow, methodical, and it breaks down regularly. It didn't break down in the first half. It was at fast pace. The wing-backs were working really effectively. The defence, that took a lot of pressure off the back 3 because they were playing with back with 2 wing-backs. They tried a different defensive formation against Hungary, and that obviously didn't work. But this was refreshing to see that, they saw the opposition, they worked out a tactical thing, and it worked. Go back to what works. Solid first half. Well, one of the best first halves I've seen from England in a very, very long time. Second half, fell flat very, very quickly. Albania had more of the ball, had a few more chances of their own. England, a bit more wasteful in front of goal. The substitutions, I'm not so keen on this 5 substitution rule now. Did disrupt the flow of the game. But Smith Rowe, gets his debut. He actually had an impact. The pace of the game rose when he came on. He brought some energy. Grealish could have been brought on a bit sooner, I thought, if you want to keep the energy levels up and the pace of the game up. Harry Kane, he's got his hat-trick. He started to look a little bit tired in the second half. He was coming deeper and deeper, which is a trend I've noticed. And England, for some reason, it doesn't matter if they're winning 1-0 or 5-0. They tend to lose a bit of intensity in games and go periods where the intensity drops. And there was a good 20-25 minute period where the intensity really dropped. The game lost its flow. There was a nasty head clash between Stones and James. I'm surprised both players carried on and weren't, taken off immediately. John Stones finished the game. Reece James had another 5-10 minutes. Came off. Trent Alexander-Arnold comes on. Bellingham's come on as well. When the substitutions are made, it disrupts the flow. Smith Rowe had a positive impact. Bellingham had a positive impact. Tammy Abraham, not so much. But again, if they had been brought on a little bit sooner, maybe earlier on in the second half or at half time, could that have kept the energy levels up and the intensity levels up? But okay, against better opposition, England can't ease up when they're ahead. It doesn't matter if it's 1 or, in this case, 5. And that is the only real criticism I have, is they let their foot off the gas. And if that's better opposition, let's say at the World Cup, they're going to get punished. This happened against Italy in the Euros final. They were 1-0 up and they contrived to lose that game, admittedly on penalties. But they started the final against Italy in a very similar vein. Full throttle, on top, opposition all over the place, and they ended up losing that game. So that's the risk that you take when you ease your foot off the gas, and you start slowing the pace of the game down. They got a bit sloppy in the second half, and while Albania were well beaten at half time, England, they keep a clean sheet, which is important, but there was 1 or 2 moments where I'm thinking they're getting a bit sloppy here, and that's something they need to work on. But that first 45 minutes was near on perfect. You couldn't ask for a better performance there. They need to turn it into a 90-minute performance. Now, San Marino were going to win. It's by how much? Now, they put 5 past Albania. If they play with that same intensity against San Marino, that could be double figures by half-time. But there were moments, especially in the second half, where the shooting accuracy disappeared. And that's something else that I think, with these young players coming through, who are getting a lot of game time, should be better. They're playing top level minutes, in the top flight. The shooting accuracy sometimes leaves a lot to be desired. England could and should have had double figures in this game with the way they're playing the first 45 minutes. They just didn't want to keep that intensity up. So that's my only criticism, is the intensity, guys, and that's where mistakes get into the game. But overall, good 5-0 win. So thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts below, and I'll have some more videos for you very, very soon.